Well, heading out back to the woods, but Monster Truck and I decided we would call in some reinforcements. So we got some friends visiting who understand life goes on the homestead. And they said, anything we can do to help? And I said, well, I could use some longer cedars and we could take care of a little bit more bigger stuff. So you'll notice behind me, we got a crew coming out. We pulled a good load out of here earlier, and I got some ideas of some stuff up above here that I would not tackle just on my own, but with a good pile of help, we will do. Camera rolling on top, so you guys open the doors and climb up and fall off and record right now. Oh, okay. Right above your head. Oh.
I got her feet.
Well, it's time for that tomato harvest and grabbing a couple things. Do you remember that meal I made that was like maybe a once in humanity type meal? I'm gonna make a close replica of that for our friends we got visiting, and we've been having a good time. Ah! I think this one just came off. No, I still got it. Oh, it's a little something. Smallie probably? Okay, a smallie hit it. I was gonna say, as soon as I cast it, it hit. And now after walking all the way over here, it took my minnow. Bug, can you give me a minnow? Thank you, my son. Come on, bass. Smallmouth bass anyway. We're on the board with fish. Here you go, buddy. Just fish here so you can help these guys too. Thank you, Bug. Awesome. Thank you. All right, guys. It's all you versus me. On your mark, get set, go. A little green sunfish, I think. I think it's a green sunfish. Yeah, nice. Hey, here's one under this rock too. This will be your next fish. Wow. wiggler, but this one. Maybe, I don't know. Is it that windy right now? It can't be that windy. Hey, monster truck. We may have a gar coming on this jug. It took it fierce and it's acting like it still might be there. I just hope it swallows it. Be careful. Ah! It hogtied itself. It missed the hook. It's actually the line wrapped around it right now. Crazy. I'll wait to unhook it. Also, I saw my minnow wiggling around. I'm like, wait a minute. Well, we got one. There's meat on him. I'll give him that. Well, we've been working it for a minute. My jugs are short from the lake because there's so much brush. So they hit it, but they don't want to keep it because there's so much resistance right away. Oh, we're just about out of minnows, but there's still some nice ones out here, so we'll see. Got one though. I did get him. Stay on, buddy. You're just a little guy. Stay on. Stay on. Stay on. And mostly that worked, I think, because he kept his mouth closed on the treble hook. They're not the biggest. They are still gar. They still count. And they were still fun. I had a much bigger one on, probably almost twice as big as this guy when we first got here. But again, setting the hook is a hit and miss type thing. So these count. This will be a good snack. And I think then tomorrow night we'll have gar bites with carp salad wrapped in Malabar spinach leaves. We still got a couple lines in the water, but we're on our last minnows. And you can't spend all your life fishing, so we gotta go do something else. But Mama will at least be happy I'm bringing home something. It counts. Took down some extra big cedar trees, did a little gar fishing, and even fixed the lights on my trailer. I sent some to, I let a friend borrow it, and sure enough it didn't last long. Wow, this guy is amazing, baby. Right around, oh, you probably can't even see it. Look like a cockroach. That was a little lizard. But these guys, we got to get our next ones canned up. So I'm gonna see what I get out of here. It'll be insane. Days like this that really make me appreciate the lifestyle that we've chosen for ourselves. As you can see, this is 2 bowls of tomatoes. Technically it's probably like 4 because the bottom bowl pretty much has a mirror flipped up this way. These lemon boys are some pretty cool looking tomatoes. Never grown those before. They're working really well. The type of aromas we got this year are amazing, which means what? it means I'm going to be saving the seeds for them. Why? Because if they did amazing here for me this year when it was the first time ever on my property and I saved my own seeds, then those ones that did amazing can have their children do amazing on this property as well. And I really haven't put a lot of input into them as far as even what I've been giving them for fertilizer or what I've been giving them for water. Some of the stuff, some of my bigger tomatoes right now are kind of sun blistered just because it's been so crazy hot where they're actually getting like cooked in the sun before they even get ripe. Also got my second snake gourd for the year. I don't know how long that is. If we look, definitely longer than that gar over my head. So over 3 feet, and if you look, it's still really wiggly and jiggly. Okay, that lets me know that it's at a pretty good stage. If it starts firming up really hard, that's going to be bad. Here, we're not that thick. We're only about 2 inches thick over here, and that's still pretty jiggly, so we're going to start having some little seeds form in here, but they're still going to be soft and edible. They're not going to be hard or anything you're going to have to scoop out with a spoon. And then if you notice though, see all those scabs? The cucumber beetles have been nibbling on it. So part of what happens is those bugs come along, they'll nibble through a whole section, and then as protection, you know, this plant will just kind of make a scab and get all tough. So I'll just take my carrot peeler, potato peeler, and just kind of remove those sections, but the rest of it is nice and soft. And somewhere in here, oh yeah, I was just making a couple lines with my fingernail showing my friend that, yeah, still a nice soft skin. So wiggly and jiggly, if I do that too hard, it'll just snap. And right now he's harvesting some Malabar spinach because I'm going to try those carp wraps once again. They're out in the sun all day. I'll rinse them off. You see how kind of wiggly they are. That makes them nice and soft like a warm, fresh tortilla. Very easy to roll up and a great presentation. We definitely like the way that they go. Oh, that's a good stack. Thank you. Yeah, look at that. And this is, you know, this is some good thick stuff. You know, if you went to a farmer's market, you know what that would cost on the street? But it shows up every year, year after year. Only planted it once 4 years ago. It's still going now, and just reseeds itself, and it's more than we can deal with every year just with the little bit of space I have devoted to it. So super cool. These tomatoes though, oh, this one's juicy just from the weight of the other ones pressing on it. But we'll sort through this, get these canned up. Mama Pepper was just appreciating some of her jars of stuff she already had canned. We're still dehydrating elderberries right now and also making kraut. I made a shelf-stable sauerkraut, so it's not fermented. I wanted to make some fermented stuff, but I also had so much cabbage that I thought I'd better do something else with it. So I figured rather than doing 2 separate batches, I'll just put it all through in a shelf-stable water bath kraut. So I'll show you guys that when I get inside, and we'll see how this meal turns out. So here's a good look at that sauerkraut, and here's the elderberry. Like I said, we were dehydrating it. That's going to store well for us. We've got more going right now. I wish I had more cheesecloth. I'll have to order some. And got 10 jars out of, I think, how many heads of cabbage do we have? Is that 6 or 7? So pretty cool. But I'm gonna let this sit for probably about 6 weeks before I try it. But they all sealed, they look good. I'm just gonna give them a little bit more time because again, it's not fermented. It's just put in here and mixed up. And now somebody has their work cut out for them.
That's me.
That's you.
Yep.
But what'd you think looking at one of your jars of the stuff you canned before?
The tomatoes.
Yeah.
Oh, so sweet, so beautiful. My own precious can of tomatoes.
Hold on, I gotta set up the shot a little better. So tell me again about all that work you gotta do.
We have to can a lot of tomatoes.
Yeah, and how's that make you feel?
Great, great. A lot of work to do.
It's just part of being an abundant harvest. And actually, one of our friend's sons saw this, and he goes, Papa Pepper, he says, you chose the right name for your homestead. And nobody ever told me that before. It hit me in the feels. It's a goal. It's something we're aiming for. And apparently, at some points, we're achieving it. So, very cool. Well, of course, we wish we had more gar, but the snake gourd's pretty good. Added some cheese to it and got our wraps. And so far, it's disappearing, which is a good sign. Decided while we had some help too to get this thing ready for the pour, because if something went wrong with the roof, I wouldn't want my whole thing full of concrete. There's all the shelving I've been prepping. I just more of a visual guy, wanted to make sure it all fit. And then I wanted a bunch of boards cut to length for the shelves and stuff. And then I do have some jars stored in there right now. So I'm gonna move those over to the quail barn. There we go. And get everything else stored. But many hands make light work, and we've got extra hands right now. So looking different already. We'll see what it looks like shortly here as we continue. Oh, buddy. All right, guys, we got down to the part where there's really nothing in here. We're just about to start raking things up. And I was taking away the boards there in the entryway. We were finding a ton of lizards, ton of salamanders down here. And they're all doing well because there's all sorts of insects down here. Obviously the roof is open, so we got the cave crickets or what else do they call those? Camel crickets. But we found a spotted salamander. The other year we were catching a bunch of these when they were mating in like February in the vernal pools. Really cool to see. Kids are getting some more big night crawlers down there. Grab that one up and spin around to show me quick. See that there? Hold it up a little higher. Yeah, that's good bass bait. But guys, a spotted salamander. Obviously, I'm into herpetology. I love reptiles and amphibians. And these guys, they just look so happy. They're so cool to see. You want to take that up for me?
Put it where?
In that bucket of other stuff, I guess. Yeah.
Or it's blue stripes,
Yellow stripes?
green stripes.
Yeah, it should be a ringed salamander. Are you serious? I just got a narrow-mouthed toad, too. Wow. Let me see. Oh, a ringed salamander. Is it a ringed or a marbled?
It's the one I found last time.
I think that's a ringed salamander. It's young. And then a narrow-mouthed toad, guys. This is awesome. Again, all we're creating down here with all this leaf litter and soil that used to wash down the entryway is just a great habitat. If you can see, the walls are literally crawling with crickets right there. Oh, what you got, bud?
A worm.
Another worm. What do you want to do with that worm?
I'm gonna go fishing.
Go fishing. Hey, we're going to keep that lid on all the ways, because otherwise when we open it, these rocks fall out. But open that up for me so I can see what you got in here. Look at that, guys. Look at how many... Whoa. Salamander went back in. A bunch of leopard frogs. Wow.
There's a ton of them.
I think what I'm going to do is get some nice photos of them all. And I'll just roll you guys some photos so you can appreciate the stuff. I'll try to put the common names and the scientific names at the bottom so you guys can know who we're dealing with here. But it's just one of the cool things about living where we do. What's that? Oh, okay. That can go in that bucket. But these kids are cleaning up for me. Let me see how this looks. You may. You may.
It's outside.
Yeah, exactly. Put the heavier stuff in that bucket and the other stuff in there. And I'll cut the lid off of that bucket too. Is that just a big cricket in the corner running around?
Yeah, it's just a big cricket.
Bug, don't fall in.
It's big.
Yes, sir. All right. I dropped that 5-gallon bucket down in that corner there. So that way if I ever did have a water issue, I'd have somewhere to drop a sump pump where it would be able to pump out. I'm going to cut that flush with the surface at this point, and then it'll be where I want it to be. That way water can run in there. Whoa, somebody just threw a night crawler at me. Drop that one in the pond because I broke off this tail when I caught it. This one's broken off too, throw that in the pond. Thanks, bug, and then come back when you're done. But wanted everything removed. Wow, that cricket just made it all the way up that wall. He climbed over the top. Wow! And Mama's got her work cut out for her because she's still doing the tomatoes. We found a spotted salamander in there, darling.
Oh,
He looks so happy. How is your project going?
it's going good. It's going really good. We've got some blanching right now, and then I'm probably gonna have some of the kids help peel the tomatoes.
Nice. And you even teaching the little guy to wear an apron to help out? Obviously a big pile of tomatoes still here, and we got all sorts of other ones heading through the process. This is going to create some excellent food for our family. And we can trust it because we grew it ourselves. What was that, Pinky?
Huh? I said, how do you like it?
How do I like the root cellar? I like it. I can't wait. Wow, they did get the water out of there. Look at this, folks. I'm gonna cut that one off right now while and then we ran the power right to here. See, there's mosquito larvae down in there. And we could drop a couple goldfish in there or some mosquito fish, but I didn't want that to stay in here like that, so I'm gonna cut that lid off right now, dump this out and dry it up, and we'll go from there. What's that, the hole? If there happens to be water in here, that's for a sump pump. Because if the whole floor's got an inch of water, I ain't getting it out of here. If the whole floor's got an inch of water and the bucket's full, it can pump it out. So that was the goal there. Although you can see how much water gets in here with it being open. And when we got a ton of rain, it doesn't really stay anyway. And once it's all covered, I don't see an issue, but that's what that bucket was for. Pinky, who's that behind you?
Xenia?
Xenia. There she is, happy to be home. Well, we got that bucket cut. You probably heard me talking about why that's here. I don't foresee it being a problem, but if it ever was a problem, I'd want to be able to solve it. So therefore, do something that makes sense, right? So let's check this out. There it is, and now the game plan is, of course this is flush here. If you can see that, yeah. The game plan is I'm pretty much gonna screw up a board here with a section for plywood to fit above it and put a whole bunch of support struts across this whole thing because that's going to be supporting the weight. I'll screw them to the plywood from the bottom because I won't be able to get them out from the top. Pull them out this way and then be able to pour that. I got some other framing to do up there, and also a lot of rebar tying and different things, but one step closer. And I thought, while I had some extra help on hand, might as well get her done because that's a lot quicker than doing it on my own. Wow. Mama Pepper is making short work of all those tomatoes because not only does she have some of our children helping, but our friends too are sitting down there, so we're getting 2 extra adults worth of help right now. Man, this cow is so nice. As we were sitting around talking in the yard earlier, our cow and our pony would just come up, let people pet them, and go from there. Monster Truck is working on this right now. You can see the grounds crew is working on keeping the lawn trimmed. So he's got himself a short section of rebar, and he's scraping it on this log to remove some of the bark. We'll have a nice good kindling in there for starting fires. And get this stuff off of these logs here. How's it going, son?
Still, I'm doing good.
Okay, is it fun at all?
Yeah?
Yeah, right? It's productive. Whoa, rooster fight. Competition. But I'm looking forward to getting this stuff up to the next level. Obviously I've been working on it for a number of years, but I'm gonna be done working on it soon. I just got a couple more things to do. I'll get this lid poured. Long time coming, but almost there. Stay tuned, guys. We'll get some stuff done on our own, even without help from our friends. We'll see you next time. Papa out. Monster truck out.
Monster truck out.